Don't let a scammer enjoy your retirement. Okay, today we're going to be talking about the guidance that comes out from the FCA in terms of, well, not letting a scammer enjoy your retirement. So as you can see on my screen here, I'm going to read the top section. Find out how pension scams work, how to avoid them, and what to do if you suspect a scam. Scammers can be articulate and financially knowledgeable with credible websites, testimonials, and materials that are hard to distinguish from the real thing. Scammers design attractive offers to persuade you to transfer your pension pot to them or release funds from it. It then has to be invested in unusual and high-risk investments like overseas properties, renewable energy bonds, forestry, storage units, or simply stolen outright. Okay, so what I can say, fortunately, as 14 years in the industry, 8 of which CEO and founder here at Cameron James, I have never personally come across a scam of a pension transfer. This doesn't mean they don't happen, but it is fortunately a rarity rather than a common occurrence. It is still extremely important for you to do your due diligence though. We have a look here at some of the scam tactics that the FCA talk about. 1, contact out of the blue. This is probably the first sign. If you're receiving a cold call from someone, that generally means they don't have anyone calling them for business. Anyone with a credible company where they've set up and they've designed themselves well normally won't be doing cold calls to people. So that's the very first thing to watch out for. Second is the promise of high returns and guaranteed returns. Again, if someone's saying to you, you will make 10% per annum or you will get 20% per annum, it's an absolute lie. No one knows where the markets are going to go. If you've watched any of our videos here, you'll see I'm often quoting our 5-year performance to say our balanced portfolio, circa 50% over the course of 5 years. However, we're also caveating that with markets can go up, markets can go down. Past performance is no guide to future performance. So anyone who's not caveating good returns or positive returns, be very, very cautious with that. Next is free pension reviews. Now, I would say I don't entirely agree with this one because I would say 99% of advisors in the UK do not charge, well, maybe 90%, do not charge for putting together a DC recommendation report for their clients. The majority of financial advisors will work on an implementation cost of getting that advice done. So that's the only one that I can see why it's on the list, but I don't necessarily agree with it. For example, here at Cameron James, we have free pension calls for all of our clients, whether it be a DB or a DC. Obviously DB, if they wanted to have an authorised and regulated advice report from the pension transfer specialist, they can do, but the initial telephone calls from us are obviously free of charge. And we can't review the DB scheme because that's the PTS's job, but with all DC schemes, we'll put together a full 35-page advice report on what we recommend you to do or your partner, whoever it is, with their asset. Next, access your pension before age 55. Yes, this is an absolute no-brainer. Do not be working with any organisation that A, would even talk to you about accessing your pension pot for the age of 55 or 57 from 2028. That's a massive, massive red flag. I can 100% agree with that. Next is pressure to act quickly. Now, again, I entirely agree with this if we're thinking about the cold caller saying, oh, you must do this now, or you're going to lose out, or you must transfer your pension. That's not good. Nobody should be doing that. However, I would say this one's 50-50. Because in my experience, again, 8 years as CEO here at Cameron James, very often the best clients who do the best and have the best result are the ones who get on with things. The ones who sit on the fence for weeks and weeks and months and months. Oh, now the DB's gone up, now the DB's gone down. Just better get on with financial planning from the beginning. So I'd say a good financial advisor. Financial advice is obviously about finances. There's also an element of sales in any financial advisory firm in the world, or even the best IFAs in the world have an element of sale in their job. And I think it's important for financial advisors to be pushing clients to be doing the positive things with their money. So I agree with this one, but again, if somebody says to you, I really think you should move ahead with this investment or this pension transfer, I believe it's the best thing for you to do, I wouldn't say that's pressure. I would just say that's good financial planning advice. On the second page here, we have 4 simple steps to protect yourself. Reject unexpected offers, check who you're dealing with, don't be rushed or pressured, and get impartial advice. Now, what I can say about this as well is generally, it comes down to your own research. And I'm going to say something which is maybe a little bit, won't be so welcome by some people in the industry, but I think a lot of people who end up being scammed on their pension transfers, etc., I do not believe they did sufficient work and due diligence on the organisation they're working with. For example, some of our clients here at Cameron James, they come through after 6, 7, 8, 9 months worth of work and transfer research in terms of the industry, looking at our website, looking at our YouTube channel, calling up competitors, whatever it might be. Those types of clients who spend their time and energy in an important decision rarely get scammed. In my experience, it's the people who get a free telephone call out of the blue, offering something for free, and they're like, oh, sounds great. There's no initial charges to the plan. The pension transfer is all free. Yeah, right. It doesn't exist. There's no free lunch in any industry in the world. And I can tell you now, in financial services being FCA regulated, it's expensive. There is no free lunch. Do not expect to get a free pension transfer from anyone if it's a complicated pension transfer or some work needs to be done on it. And I think as well, in terms of scams, I think there's a definition between scam and poor outcome, okay? A lot of people might say, oh, my friend got scammed. And I'm like, oh, okay, what happened? They're like, well, they invested their money 10 years ago. They were put into structured products and other things have gone south. They've lost 50% of their money. They've been scammed. And I'm like, well, they haven't been scammed. What they've had is bad advice. I mean, we're in an industry where the past 5 or 10 years, markets have just gone in one direction. Obviously, past performance, no guide to future performance, but no client should really be losing money over the course of the past 5 to 10 years. That's sort of unforgivable from a financial advice perspective. So a scam is really where someone literally, your money disappears into thin air. And again, I'm happy to say in my 14 years experience, I've never come in contact personally with a client who has been fully scammed on their money. So whilst this is really important, it is fortunately the minority and not the majority. Now, this is something that my clients complain about, okay? Because a lot of my clients who are doing the homework and are doing the research say, Dominic, this is ridiculous. Why do I have to go through so many extra forms, due diligence, money helper telephone calls? I've done my homework. I know what I'm doing with my money and I want to crack on with it. But unfortunately, you kind of have to treat the people who might not have done so much research and put everyone through the same system to try to protect those at the bottom that may have been taken advantage of, may have been scammed, they may be vulnerable, whatever it might be in their situation, which has allowed a scammer into their door, so to speak. If you have any questions about scams or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. And I'd love to hear from anyone who has been scammed, how it happened, what you would do differently next time so that our viewers and subscribers here can watch your stories and make sure they try to avoid the same for themselves. As always, take care of UK pension assets and I look forward to speaking with you soon.